everyone, it's Jenna here. Today we're in Stanton Park with an honoree of the HillVets 100 of 2019, Pat McGuigan. So Pat, can you introduce yourself? Tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Pat. I have a wife, Nicole, and two daughters, Kayla and Kylie. And my wife and I are both from Scranton, Pennsylvania. So born and raised in Scranton. Went to school at Northeastern University in Boston, graduated, got commissioned, and then was in the Army for almost 13, 14 years, active duty as an artillery officer, stationed all over. Did a little time in Iraq and Afghanistan while I was in the Army, and then recently, in the last about 3 years, transitioned into the reserves and started doing some veteran policy work on the Hill. I was given the opportunity to transition from the Army and go to work on the Stenate Veterans Affairs Committee for then Chairman Isakson, and then working all the way through to the current ranking member now, Chairman Moran.
So you talked about your experience in the Army, and now you're working on veteran issues. How did your experience in the Army and your lived experience as a veteran, how has that impacted the work that you do and maybe driven you to enact change through policy and your role?
So, military service and public service, to me, it's all service, right? That's the common denominator. So working on policy issues to help either veterans or service members and their families, it's still selfless service, right? So you're trying to make it better for somebody else. It isn't about you. I think growing up in the military, in the Army specific for me, when you're part of a professional organization that is goal-oriented and driven, where you get put in these positions where you lead, you acquire resources, and you're able to manage all towards achieving a goal. You eliminate the distractions. All you care about is accomplishing something, and it's for the team, and then you move on. Taking that mentality, but bringing it here to continue to work on policy stuff, but trying to make veterans and other things better. That service kind of oriented. That's what drove me to really enjoy what I'm doing and to want to do it and then enjoy what I'm doing today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you talk a little bit about maybe any policy issues that you're passionate about, you're working on, you're working towards, any specific legislation, or how is that currently going for you?
So one, it's all about ensuring veterans have the access to the benefits and to the health care that they earn, right, through their service. In ensuring that they have a positive quality of life post-service, right? Helping veterans understand that your best years weren't the ones behind you. They're actually the ones in front of you.
So we're outside, socially distanced for a reason today because we're in the middle of a pandemic still, which, it's hard to believe that was a year ago that it started. So can you kind of give us an update on how you have adjusted amidst the pandemic?
Professionally, what's changed COVID? I would say telehealth. They use that as a means to provide more healthcare access and benefits, whether that's appeals courts and hearings and stuff, to veterans who live in rural parts of the country, so that they have the same access and eliminate some of those challenges. Is definitely something our office, my Senator Bozeman from Arkansas, that we're bringing to our veterans that live in Arkansas to try to help them out.
Right, that's awesome. Thank you for that update. Anything else you want our community to know about what you do with the Senate committee, or anything else you want to share with those out there watching?
Things don't change out of people not doing anything, right? They change because people take on a leadership role and they engage on issues, right? They engage on problems, right? And if you spent any time in the military and were around any kind of leaders, you will understand that leaders get engaged on issues, and that's what makes a change, and that's what makes a difference. So I appreciate what HillVets is doing, giving this opportunity to let veterans get engaged, and thanks HillVets for this opportunity.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great way to end, and we thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us and spreading your messages and your issue areas. And we look forward to being able to gather in person for the gala, hopefully in the fall.
Yeah, awesome.
Celebrate in person. Yes.